Hi, my name is Fulton Theatre, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. I'm also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with FENIX's latest celebrity artist, the amazing Joseph Frederick Allen. He is an actor, a singer, a songwriter, a true creator. Before I speak with him, take a sneak peek at Joseph's amazing talent.
I'm trying to fight the good fight. Is it wrong that I still pray? I cry when no one's looking, blame my red face on a run, hang my hammock in an old tree, down south it's someone's son. So find me something to believe in.
Well, hello, Joseph. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Will?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm so excited that the audience got a little sneak peek of your original song, Something to Believe In. Where did you shoot that, by the way?
The one train, the one going local uptown. Let me tell you. Yeah, that was a fun, great night we did.
I love it. Well, look at you're kind of a Renaissance man, multi-hyphenate, as the kids might say. You know, you're going to be on television in the hit show Younger. You just recently starred pre-pandemic as the lead role Peter Pan in the world-renowned regional theater, the Fulton Theatre. I've been many times. And you're also a songwriter. I mean, so you kind of do it all. And when I think about someone like you in joining FENIX, of someone who has so many multiple talents within them, I love that FENIX celebrates the full artist and not having to peg, you know, an artist having to choose what they are, that they can just show everything they are. And for someone like you, I want to know, A, where you grew up, and B, when you knew that you had not only the skill set to sing, but also that you kind of enjoyed a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, that goes far back, but I'm from Oregon originally, West Coast. I'm a transplant, but I think I'll be here for a while.
I love it.
I love it, yeah. But I had a real creative family. My mom is an artist, and my dad was a writer, and musicians and all those things. And so I really, I always knew I loved theater and singing and things like that. But I'd say pretty early on, I would just start creating. I would write a book, as much as an 8-year-old can, or I would stage a whole play, or I would take my Legos and I would stage curtain calls for musicals and things like that. And so I really just felt like always I kind of had this holistic approach to creativity. I never felt like I scratched the itch completely when I performed. I always wanted, or when I was performing, I wanted to know that I had a hand in what was happening. And so I'd say early on, but I knew I had those itches to scratch. But I did a workshop of a new show when I was in school. It was in the summer. I was like 19. It was called Something Wicked This Way Comes, based on the Ray Bradbury novel. And I played one of the boys it's about. And that was a moment where I was real collaborative with the writers. And Neil Bartram and Brian Hill, I love them. They're so awesome. And that was a moment when I thought, oh, like there is more, this can like go a level deeper, where like I, in a professional setting was getting to have creative input, reading source material and bringing ideas, and then getting to perform those ideas later made me realize like, oh, this multi-hyphenate world we talk about is one that really appealed to me, and something I thought, I don't know if I'm satisfied without it. So definitely that moment was a click for me, but really, cultivated as a young kid.
I love that. And I love the support that you got from your parents. I mean, obviously you didn't have to look at TV shows or films to be like, oh, how sexy would it be to have parents who are artists? Like that was just your normal. And I can also relate to stepping into the fact that it's okay to be an artist with a capital A, and also a creator, in that can traverse into from performing to wanting to create your own content. I know for me, obviously, I spent 25 years professionally performing with my twin brother, Anthony. And even though while I was doing that, there was always this, not to quote Sweet Charity, but I know someone like you may have it singing in your head, there's gotta be something better than this, that like I was always performing, but at 30,000 feet, I was like, oh, I wanna kind of be out there too. And so I love that you had that support. I love that an app like FENIX is gonna support someone like you to put out your art, whether it is performing another person's work, whether it's performing your own work. And, I love too that you haven't sold yourself short in what you can offer the world. I mean, you've done so much already. Is there something from the creator standpoint that you're either working on or excited to pursue?
Yeah, you mean just in general, or that that FENIX is gonna grab, that FENIX is gonna have
I
on?
mean, it can be everything, whatever you want to talk about.
I hope it's both. I hope it's both. That's a funny answer. You know, something I'm really working on right now, and pre-pandemic, right? I mean, literally, it was like 2 days before the city shut down, or 2 days after was supposed to be a reading of a new show I'm working on. It's called The Eulogy Approach. It's a play, a one-act play that we were working on. We had a great producer working on it to, you know, we're hoping to still bring it into audiences. But I'm super excited about that. And that's actually another one. It's a play, but it has music in it that I have written, and I am also in it. And so like that's definitely something I'm really passionate about. The bummer of COVID is that it didn't work out, but the silver lining is I've had lots of time to be that capital A artist with it, which is something I just to bounce back to FENIX really quick. I feel like a lot of these platforms out there, it's like I love this uppercase lowercase, because I'm gonna say lowercase artistry, where it's like about streams, about views, about likes or things like that. And for me, that's just not how I vibe, and I struggle with social media as much as anybody. And so putting my creation and content out there, I feel mixed about. And so that's why I love a moment like FENIX, where it's like that's why people are going there, people are wanting it. And so I can feel capital A artist in a song I write, perform, and we shoot a video, and there's a place for that. Or this play, right? There's a place to, like, I can share this music from this play, I can share the journey of this play with people directly, and I think that's what's cool. So I'm hoping that, you know, through with FENIX and hopefully, you know, in a post-COVID world, that this show, the Eulogy Approach I'm working on, is something I can really hit the ground running with. I'm so excited about it.
Well, you bring up a really good point, Joseph. It's that whole capital A, lowercase a. I mean, you know, I think so many of these social media platforms, I hate to say it, but they're taking advantage of the artists and just kind of using their content and putting the money in their pockets, where an app like FENIX is literally revolutionary and groundbreaking in its thinking and the way it's going to conduct business by putting more money in the artist's pocket. I know, groundbreaking, and I hate to say that it's groundbreaking, and it breaks the hearts of the CEOs who I've befriended as well, but that's actually the business model. And like your play, I can't wait, for example, you being able to stream, you know, whether it's an industry presentation of it on the FENIX app, but not only to people in the United States, but I want those people in the East who may not even understand English, but to get the transcendent quality of the universality of what I know your play is, to be like, oh my God, I want to do it here, because wow, we can relate to the emotions of that here. And so widening your audience as an artist with a capital A, that I'm excited for someone like you, that you can even be even more unapologetic with all the different hats that you wear, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's so funny because, you know, the other social platforms have sort of served their purpose and done well for artists, but I really do think it's such a mixed bag as far as like reaching those audiences. These, you know, it's like, you know, I find like long form art is really hard to do on current platforms because nobody is scrolling for that. It's got to be real quick. It's got to be a minute at most, you know, and I find that really limits us capital A's on our creativity. You know, it's fun to have a constraint sometimes to be creative and work. Okay, how can I tell a story in a minute? How can I do this? But it takes away the art of nuance in our work. And I think something like FENIX will allow us to have like a longer form artistry that we're having to forego in hopes of getting views on another platform. And so it's like, I know I was really worried about Something to Believe in, my song. We shot this awesome video. I was so proud of it. And I was nervous. I was like, it's like 4 minutes. Is anyone gonna watch it? 4 minutes? That's nothing. Like, what? Like, and so I'm excited for these projects, especially like that song for me was a song. I performed it in the video, but it wasn't like a video of the song that I wrote that I performed. It was like one project that had these many different faces, and together they created the product that I was really proud of. And I was nervous about sharing that because it's like, okay, like, you know, I'm an emerging artist. I say that with great affection. I consider myself an emerging artist, and it's like without a huge, you know, millions of fan base who are gonna know they want to watch this video right now, like like I didn't have a way to engage with them. And I feel excited to have that in the fullness of what I create, rather than a soundbite that I hope will get picked up and retweeted.
Well, and I think you have the long-term, and I hate to say old school way of thinking, it's how I think too. And what I love so much about FENIX is that they're respecting the breath. They're respecting the breath of what great art sometimes takes. That it isn't something that's going to be, fast food and taste so good and then done, one and done. Great art is sometimes, it needs to be digested. And it's going to, and is already giving the artist the opportunity to create the best art possible, whether it's 3 seconds, 4 minutes, 30 minutes. It's going to allow an artist to unapologetically create and what I also love about FENIX, and you bring this up with that whole notion of, in this fast-paced world, everyone wants it now and yesterday and blah, 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 rush, that like FENIX is already only going to be having the people that love all art. It's already set up to only really be a forum, a safe forum for artists to just be. Again, whether it's 30 seconds, 4 minutes, 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. Whether you're a sculptor, a painter, you're an author, a motivational speaker, you're a songwriter, you're a singer. I mean, I can talk all day about this with you, because you definitely are the vibe of FENIX. And I'm just so excited that you took time out today to speak with me about it. And I can't wait for you to, not only have FENIX as a platform for you to be celebrated by people that don't know who you are yet, but that, that you also get to continue to spread the good word about the power of, dare I say it again for the 50th time, an artist with a capital A.
I love it. I always think sometimes, when people witness a piece of art and they say, oh, I didn't like it, it's not for me. Or I think, well, sometimes that's the truth. It's not for that person. It wasn't created for that person if they're not going to vibe with it anyway. So what I'm excited about FENIX is it's going to be a community of people who it's for.
That's right.
It's a community of people who it is intended for, instead of getting, that's not for me. I didn't create it for them. It's like, no, I didn't create it for that person. I created it for these people and the people that it's going to reach new people who it's for on FENIX. And I'm excited to see how to be in a place where it is, though, it's that community that are ready for it, that want it, and other artists that I get to explore and meet and collaborate with as well. I think it's going to be a cool community. I really do think that as much as a pipeline from artist to consumer, it's going to be a community, I think, and that's exciting.
Well, ditto. You said it far better than I ever could. And Joseph, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Oh, this is so great. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Well, thanks.
Thanks.
In the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.